So welcome to this next talk about accountability and problem solving. It's probably the most challenging thing for a human being to accept is that we are 100% accountable for everything that happens to us in our lives. And when we get that, we then have the power, obviously, to change anything in our lives.
In accountability, what we're saying is we're responsible for what happened and what is going to happen and what is happening, but we're not guilty for it. Doesn't mean we are to blame. In fact, accountability is the opposite to blame. Where we're not accountable, we get caught in blame. We blame other people for our situations, for what happened to us. We blame our parents, our schools, our friends, our partners, for all those things that go wrong in our lives. But in truth, once again, blame, like judgment, comes from a guilt. Typically what we're blaming other people for is what we're doing. And so in order to get past blame, which is such a destructive force, because it stops communication, it stops healing, it stops transformation, to get past this blame game, we need to start taking responsibility, which means we're taking our power back. Because there's two ways to look at this. The first way is to say, I am not responsible for everything in my life. And then of course the question is, well, if so, how much are you responsible for and how much are you not responsible for? And who draws the line where and when? Or there's the second way of looking at it and saying, okay, whatever's happened and I don't quite know how and I don't know when or wherefore, but I'm 100% responsible for what's going on. Now in the first one, there's a belief system. With that belief system, you will always at times return to being a victim. Sooner or later, other people would have done it to you. You get caught in the blame and the guilt and all that victimhood stuff again. That's just another way of saying you start complaining, and what complaining is I don't have the power to get out of this situation. And that's what that belief system leads to. If you believe in the second way, where you're 100% responsible for what's going on in your life, that gives you your power back. Now you can change anything. You can make the difference that you're called to make. You're called to shift the things you need to shift. Find the areas of your life that aren't working and change in a way that has them work. You can help your friends. You can help anybody around you because you're willing to take responsibility. You're willing to be the one that steps up and says, I can change this. I can make a difference.
It's almost like, we write the script of our lives. We are the script writer. And we hand out our scripts to different people in our lives. So you can play the part of my mother who was like this to me or was like that to me. And when we have this level of responsibility and realise this about ourselves, then we get an opportunity to rewrite the script.
Typically, where we don't take responsibility, where we don't become accountable, then it's like there's all these tragic, meaningless things happen in our lives. It's like we live in this random world. And if you believe that you live in a world where random things can happen, you will live in fear, because anything could go wrong at any time. And taking responsibility takes you the other way, leads you step by step to you finding meaning in your life, finding the reason why things happen, that things aren't tragedies, that in every occurrence, in every experience, there's a lesson, there's something to learn, there's something that can teach us to help us grow, to become wiser, more mature, and that we can put many of these things behind us while we move forward in our lives. Accountability is a powerful healing tool. It takes huge amounts of courage, and it takes awareness not to get caught in the guilt trap on the other side by saying it's all our fault. It's nobody's fault here. It's just about learning lessons. And the quicker we learn the lessons, the quicker that we're going to move on and have things, become part of our lives that we want to be part of our lives, not going from endless tragedy or drama to the next tragedy and drama and us being caught in our victim stance, acting like nothing's got anything to do with us. When we become accountable, one of the things that's important for us to accept is that we have a subconscious and unconscious mind. That things are going on around us that we can't see, that there's part of us that's hidden, that is creating these experiences that is part of our everyday life. Now, much of what we teach is to learn to read the process, to look at what's going on around you, recognizing everything has significance to you if you have the eyes to see it. And we have developed a number of different methods of accessing that.
So, yes, the mind is made up of so many different things, and everything that happens to us in our lives with awareness we can learn from. But sometimes, things happen by surprise to us and we wonder, well, why did that happen? And then we begin to realise that obviously underneath the surface of our mind is our subconscious mind, and that is absolutely everything that has happened to us from conception to the present day. And obviously even deeper underneath that is the amazing unconscious mind.